Hello, this is Adolf. Welcome to the video lecture series on the course of building construction. In the previous video, we stopped our lecture on the defects of timber. We covered two defects in timber. One is about natural forces, then defects occurring due to fungi. In this video, we are going to see the remaining three defects, that is due to seasoning, due to conversion, and due to insects. And finally, we saw what are the wood-based material we are using in the constructional field. Let's start with the defects in timber during seasoning. First, we know about the seasoning. Seasoning is the process of drying the timber to reduce its moisture content. So mostly the good timber will have a moisture content of 15%. Under this seasoning defects, we have various defects. The first one is bow defect. So when a converted timber stored for a longer time, what will happen? Some timber planks may have a curve along its length. So as seen in the diagram, so along the length it was curved. It should be straightened, but it is curved. So these type of defects it called as a bow defect. The second defect is cup defect. It is same as a bow, but it curve along its width. See here, the diagram, it is curve along the width. Third defect is check defect. Check is the formation of crack in the wood pieces. This crack will separate the wood fibers. So this crack formed due to the over seasoning of timber. That means the moisture level it's reduced very low. So what will happen? It will become a dry wood. So due to that the crack will form. The fourth defect is split. Split forms when the crack extended from one end to other end of the wood pieces. This split will divide the wood into a number of pieces. Fifth defect is twist. The twist of the timber forms when the timber pieces is disoriented spirally along its length. This looks like a propeller blade after twisting. The sixth defect is honeycombing. This honeycombing occurs in the inner part of the timber. We cannot identify by just seeing it. This honeycombing occurs due to the stresses developed during the drying of timber. The seventh one is case hardening. This case hardening is nothing but the top surface of the wood which dries rapidly during seasoning, but the inner part doesn't dry that much like the top surface. So the outer part it will be dried and it will be harder, and the inner part it will be not dried that much. So that type of defect is called as case hardening. Next is collapse. During drying, what happened? Some parts of the wood may be dried rapidly while some may not. So because of this improper drying, shrinkage of wood occurs. That's result in the defect called collapse. Last defect is warp. Warping is the loss of shape due to stresses developed during drying, like cupping, bowing, twisting of wood comes under the warping defect. Till now, we saw the defects in timber during seasoning. The next defect in timber is due to conversion. The conversion is the process of converting wood timber into boards or planks. So under the conversion defects, the first defect is diagonal grain defects. These diagonal grain defects occur during the conversion process of timber into the board or planks. We use different cutting saws to convert the woods into different boards or planks. These cuttings should be done properly. If any improper cutting by saw done in the wood, then a diagonal grains will appear in the wood. Second is Tron grain defect. So in the conversion, many cutting tools are used to convert the wood timber into planks or boards. So if any of the tools or any heavy materials are dropped accidentally on the surface of the finished surface of timber, it will cause a small depression on the surface of the timber. So that defect is called torn grain defect. Third one is vein defect. The edge part of the timber log contains a rounded edge on one side because of its original round surface. Some timber may have a round surface, so that the timber plank will have a round surface on its one side. So these type of defects is called vein defect. The final defect is chip mark defect. When the timber is cut through the planing machine, the parts of the machine may form a chip mark on the surface of the timber. Usually, they are indicated by the chips on the finished surface of the timber. So these are the defects caused in the timber during the conversion. The next is the defect in timber due to insects. So due to insects, how the timbers getting defects. Under this, the first one is termites in timber. Termites, also known as white ants, which form a colony inside the timber and eat the core part of the timber rapidly. These termites do not disturb the outer layer of the timber, so no one cannot identify the presence of the termites in the timber. The trees in the tropical and subtropical regions are mostly affected by these termites. However, some trees like teak, sal cannot be attacked by termites because of the presence of termite preventing chemicals in their cellulose part. Second one is beetles in timber. Beetles are a type of insects that destroy the sapwood of the tree. They will make a tunnel-like hole from the bark to the sapwood. Usually, the diameter of the hole is around 2 mm only. So once they enter the sapwood, they convert the sapwood into a powder form. Almost all hardwood trees can be prone to damage by these beetles. So whereas in termites, some of the hardwood trees cannot be attacked by the termites, but these beetles can attack all most of the hardwoods. Last one is marine borers in timber. Marine borers are found nearer to the coastal areas. These marine borers do not consume any wood, but they make large holes of diameter up to 25 mm in the timber to live inside it. They won't consume any wood, just they want to live inside the wood. They make a large holes. They excavate up to 60 mm deep inside the wood. The wood attacked by marine borers is of less strength and discolored. They can attack all types of tree presented in their region. So these are the defects in timber. Next topic is wood-based products available in the field of construction. The first wood-based product is plywood. Panels comprising of at least 3 layers of thin wood bounded together with an adhesive. These are called plywoods. Each ply is usually oriented at a right angle to the adjacent layer in order to improve strength and reduce the probability of shrinkage. Plywood is a manufactured wood, equally paneled from thin sheet of wood veneers. It is one of the most used wood products in the field of construction. It has a face and back are commonly preferred for outer layer of the ply and the graded according to their quality of the inner or intermediate layer or collectively known as core. Ply it is a flexible, inexpensive, workable and reusable and we can manufacture locally. These plywoods can resistance to the cracking or splitting or shrinkage, twisting and these plywoods has a high strength. The second wood based product is particle wood. This particle wood is also known as chopboard. It is an engineered wood product manufactured from wood chips, sawmill shaving, or even sawdust, and a synthetic resin or other suitable binder which is pressed and extruded. Sometimes we can use sugarcane crush to form a particle board. This particle board is a composite material and particle board is a cheaper, denser and more uniform than conventional wood. Particle boards are substituted for conventional wood and plywood when the appearance and the strength are less important than cost. These particle boards can be made more attractive by painting or the use of wood veneers that are glued on the surface that will be visible to us. Though the particle board is denser than conventional wood, it is the lightest and weakest type of fiberboard. Medium density fiberboard and hardboards, also called high density fiberboards, are stronger and denser than particle boards. The third wood-based product is veneers. The primary process in the manufacturing of wood-based product is veneering, which produces thin sheet of woods known as veneers. The thickness of veneers varies from 0.4 to 0.6 mm, but in no case it should not exceed 1 mm. The most suitable for this purpose is walnut. The logs to be used for this purpose are kept in wet storage to avoid end splitting and are softened by heating with hot water or steam and the bark is removed. Then the wood is cut into a thin sheet called veneers. Depending upon the cutting process, the venous are classified as rotatory venous. This one is the rotatory venous and sliced venous. These are used in the manufacture of plywood and other laminated boards. The fourth wood-based product is imperk timber. This imperk timber is a timber covered fully or partially with resin. Thin layers of wood or veneers are taken and dipped in the resin solution. Generally, used resin is phenol formaldehyde. The resin solutions fill up the voids in the wood and consolidated mass occurs in the wood. Then that timber is heated at 150 to 160 degrees Celsius and finally imperk timber is developed. This is available in market with different names such as sunglass, sunmica, formica, so and so. The imperk timbers has good resistance against moisture, weathering effect, acids, and electricity. It is a strong, durable, and provides beautiful appearances also. It is used for making wood molds, furniture, and decorative products. The next wood-based product is no wood. These no woods are prepared from plantation-based wood like eucalyptus and agricultural residues like cotton slag. The panels of new wood is made from dried wood fibers which are bounded together by heat and high pressure. These new woods are used in building for partition walls or ceilings or floorings, paneling, molding and so and so. And these new woods are also used in making furnitures, scientific instruments, stationary items, speaker boxes, cabinets, toys like that. We can use this new wood. And these new woods have a property like it have a resistance for the attack by termites or wood borers or fungal decays, fires. It have a good resistance against it, and it is also provide excellent acoustic property. The next wood-based product is artificial timber. These artificial timbers are made of modified, enhanced, and thermoplastic materials which is filled with wood fibers and plant fibers. This artificial timber is resistant to corrosion. The last wood-based product is rubber wood. These rubber woods are made from a lactus that is obtained from rubber trees. These rubber woods have a properties like resistance to water and it have a very little tendency to crack or warp. It is elastic in nature. The hardness of the rubber wood is more and it can be easily sworn or cut into the desired shape and size. These rubber woods are used for making furniture, panel boards, bathroom accessories and bathroom cabinets. So in this video, we covered the defects of timber due to seasoning, due to conversion and due to insects. Then we saw the wood-based products available in the field of construction. Thank you.